Hi all and welcome to the Climber Report live here from Qlik Qonnections in Dallas. Today I'm happy to introduce Jordan Morrow, the head of data literacy at Qlik, and he will give us an update on the latest in data literacy, what Qlik is working on, and also how to get started. Please enjoy. Welcome Jordan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So give us an update. What's the latest in data literacy? What will you address here at Qonnections this year?
Yeah, there's a few things that we're addressing this year at Qonnections. In fact, a couple big announcements that we had with regards to the data literacy project and then the program I've built here at Qlik. The first one was we launched a worldwide community for data literacy questions through the data literacy project. That was something that I've wanted to put into that site probably since we launched it in October last year. A lot of questions come up in the world of data literacy. How do we answer this? How do we do this? And I said, you know what, there are a lot of people smarter than me. So why don't we get a community forum, a lot like the Qlik community, where people can come and address their questions.
Yeah.
That launched just 3 days ago on Friday. And then officially launched today, one of the things that we're very excited about is the first of its kind, an actual data literacy certification. Product agnostic, non-technical in nature, that really gets to the heart of what data literacy is.
Yeah.
And this is something that individuals can take to put a stamp of approval on their resume at an organization that says, I am data literate. And the press release just went out today on that one, so very excited about that.
So that's regardless of what level you're at?
Yep, it's designed for those, basically we call it like the minimum qualified candidate. So, because as you imagine, data literacy has so many different facets, so many different angles. How could you build a certification? Well, this is just the first iteration. We're going to do a lot more with it. But this is designed to say, you know what, you're data literate. You can be hired as a data literate candidate and allow you to really start to actually help organizations make better decisions with data.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, since it's such a broad spectrum, the data literacy as a subject, what's the most common question you get?
How? Probably how do I do this? And from an organizational perspective, of course, it's really big. You try and start with the leadership of the organization and get them on board, because it's not a culture change. I don't like the word change, but it is an evolution. Trying to add data into an organization's existing culture, and we have steps and processes to help that. But then I get a lot of individuals who say, what can I do to be more data literate? Do I need to study statistics? Do I need to do this or that? And I always tell them, no, just start with the 2 C's of data literacy. That's what I coined, and I say be curious, so ask lots of questions, and be creative. We can't lose the human element side of data. If you get too many in the machines, there's so many problems with that. But the human element combined with the data element, and I think a lot of people have fear that that means you have to do computer science, data science, all that. No, just start with curiosity and creativity. Ask a lot of questions, tell stories with the information, and that'll get you on the path to begin.
What's my first step?
The first thing is try and get as much leadership buy-in as you can. Because as you can imagine, to drive a data and analytical initiative such as data literacy, if you try and run that but no one up top agrees with it or buys into it, you're going to run into problems very quickly when they hear someone's trying to do almost a change management initiative, right? So if you want to get started, get enthusiasm around it. Show the value that comes from data literacy, which we have reports on this. We've studied it. You don't have to go and build that yourself. You can just download it and use it. Get leadership buy-in, and then it really becomes a process. It becomes, I developed a 6-step approach that organizations can take. You can download it for free. Anybody can use it worldwide. You don't even have to be a Qlik customer. Just use it to empower your organization. But the first step is try and get leadership buy-in. And from there, start to develop materials or collect materials to really build out the messaging and the process to make it happen.
But to get the leadership buy-in then, can I give them like one long-term win and one quick win?
Absolutely. And we have in our documents those wins.
Yeah.
Like for example, one of the things we set out to do with the data literacy project was to actually understand what value data literacy brings to an organization. It's one thing for me to travel all around the world and say, hey, you need data literacy. What if someone says, prove it to me? I can. So we set out last year, it's about a 4 to 6 month study on what value does data literacy bring to an organization? And we found it brings incredible value. They're quicker to market, they have better return on equity, return on sales. And from those that we studied, it literally equated hundreds of millions of dollars in enterprise value. And so executives want to see the value. So if you say, well, here, let me show you, and you hand this document over that you downloaded online, and be like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of value in this. So we're able to show them, here's the value, let's get started on it. And I think a lot of organizations understand intuitively at this point they need to use data. So now combine that with the value side of it, and it makes it pretty invincible for them to say, if they were to back down and say no, I'd run from that organization pretty quick.
Okay then. So value, curiosity, get the leadership on board.
Yep, absolutely.
Looking forward to the presentations.
Absolutely. Well, it'll be fun. I've got quite a few this week, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Looking forward to this.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for taking the time.
You bet.
Thank you very much, Jordan, for taking the time. If you want to know more about data literacy, please visit thedataliteracyproject.com or check out our joint webinar together with Jordan, where he deep dives into data literacy. Also, stay tuned for more updates here from Qlik Qonnections and subscribe to the Climber Report on YouTube. See you again soon.